Thank you, Jonathan. Well, back on November 5th, the 17th Honor Flight of Southern Indiana took their annual trip to Washington, D.C. with 87 veterans on board. Now, our 44 News reporter, Emmy Fazenbaker, had the privilege of joining this journey and now shares a heartfelt recap of that day as we honor those who served this Veterans Day.
A wake-up call bright and early before the sun rose as 87 veterans and their guardians made their way to the Evansville Regional Airport.
Thank you.
Early bird gets the worm, as they say, and the first veteran to arrive was Thurman Roberts, who was ecstatic for the adventure that awaited.
I just say it's going to be a fantastic day. We get to go to a lot of the monuments and stuff. We're going to enjoy it.
With coffee in one hand and a donut in the other, each beloved veteran boarded the plane for their next stop headed to the Capitol. Once wheels touched down in Washington, D.C., the veterans were immediately immersed in love. Blown away by the support, it was time to step onto the bus for the first stop of the day, the Arlington Cemetery. Spirits were high and attitudes were eager to embrace the history they had been a part of since the moment they decided to serve our country all those years ago. But one of the most special parts of the day was witnessing the changing of the guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And even 4 of our veterans having the opportunity to be a part of hanging the wreath. For Robert Dietrich, it was a memory he will never forget.
Thankful, I guess, that I was able to do it. I'm proud to do it. And it's holy ground up there.
The next stop was the one and only World War II Memorial. But being able to experience it with their loved ones was even better. Just like for Elizabeth and Tom Rubel, who have now been married for 44 years and both served our country in the Vietnam War. They now have both of their children alongside them for this journey.
I think I can speak for both of us when I say that we knew we were in a house with heroes, but they kind of proved that every day of our childhood and now our adulthood. I don't know what we would do without them, honestly.
We're halfway through our trip, and the Vietnam Memorial has touched the hearts of many of our veterans here today, with thousands and thousands of names etched onto the wall, as you can see behind me. Many of those names being people that they loved and cared for so deeply. It was an emotional one for many, with over half of our veterans fighting in this very war. The Vietnam Memorial was a time for many to stand and find the names of the ones they lost so long ago. And for Hubert Morton, he tells me his cousin Gary Ray meant so much to him, and he had been waiting for this moment for a very long time.
We found it. It was easy to find. I don't know that I could really express it, but it's emotional. Very.
After sharing these special memories, it was time for our last few stops.
Are you excited to go to another memorial?
Yes.
Including the Iwo Jima Memorial and the Air Force Memorial. Each veteran still grasping that time in their life that changed everything for them. But one thing remains the same throughout all of those years, and that's friendship. After a jam-packed schedule, it was off to the airport. As each veteran reminisced on the day, it was evident these moments would never be forgotten.
Spending time with his daughter. That's what I was going to say.
That made it a special day.
Once we were high in the sky, the special operation mail call letters were passed out. For each veteran to remember once again how special they truly are. And in this instant, 2 high school friends were reunited, Roy and Ronnie, who haven't seen each other in over 60 years.
We haven't seen each other, I'm sure, since I graduated. And
I guess that's probably the last time that we saw each other.
With a few more laughs, it was finally time for what they truly deserved, their welcome home. Greeted by all who know each one of them, this was the sweetest part of it all, as this exceptional day comes to an end. One that I know will be notable for the rest of their days. Veterans, your sacrifice will never go unnoticed. Thank you. Each veteran had a story of their own, and they shared that story today with their loved ones, family, and friends. And as they came back from Washington, D.C., with all of the love, laughter, and of course tears, they reminisced on the moments that they had and they shared at the Capitol. But for now, reporting in Evansville, Emmy Fazenbaker, 44 News.